Do we have any birthdays?
Yes, we do. I know we got Shirley here.
We do. Oh, and Larissa. There are two. Day to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you. Hallelujah. Any anniversaries? Last week was the busy week for anniversaries, obviously. Yeah, some of the greatest people I know. Yeah. Other announcements. Okay, you have a task to do this morning. So here's the good news. We are halfway through. And we have our identity statement. These things flow, right? And so in some ways, the order in which I've done these tasks are really important. Because first and foremost, you got to know who you are, right? And who you're not. So identity is always first and foremost. Mission is always next. Out of who we are, what is God's expectation of us? Why has God put this congregation here? Why do we exist? So for our mission statement, the Dream Team came up with a resilient, caring, diverse community of curious Christians honoring our heritage while we await the future and hope. That's the who. The why, we broke into two areas. So we began by looking at what we share with other churches, other Christian communities. So what's common, right? We all exist to experience Christ, to worship God, to form disciples and serve the community. I don't care how large, how small. I don't care what flavor you are, what denomination you are, whether you are denominational, doesn't make any difference. All of us as followers of Christ exist for those four purposes. And then we look specifically at St. G's. What is unique? And what rose to the surface were actually four nouns. Spark, to igniting zeal for Jesus, joy to be here, passion to serve. Fiber, woven together, creating beautiful community rich in diversity. Trailhead, providing multiple entry points for our spiritual journey. And finally, a well-tended garden that is built upon and creates abundant life. Spark, fiber, trailhead, and garden. So the task today is looking at that mission. If we were to fully live that out, so we've had who, why. Today we're looking at what. What will St. George's look like? 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. I tend to keep the time frame smaller now because we are at a time of rapid change. So if you take that aspiration out too far, by the time you get there, the world around you has shifted so much that it might be totally irrelevant, right? Because you're always living within the context of the church and where the church is planted. So as I define vision, because again, these terms get bounced around and oftentimes mixed around. So vision, as I understand it and as I use it, always expresses a preferred future. There is some intentionality in that preferred future. There are choices that are made with a preferred future than just simply going along and seeing what happens, right? It answers the what question, what will St. George's look like if we live into our mission? It articulates direction. So it gives you some sense of movement and which way you move. So you're not, the opposite image for me, or the image that I oftentimes use, is think about a rowboat. And what happens if everyone is rowing together versus if every oar goes every which way, right? So you get forward movement when everyone is rowing together towards a common future. When everyone is doing their own thing, you're likely to be spinning around and getting nowhere. So it articulates direction. It's concrete, so it's not just pie in the sky. It has to be something that you can feel, touch, see, and it's aspirational. Whereas a mission inspires, a vision aspires. It's what we aspire to be, right? We're looking at verbs. So we've had adjectives, we've had nouns. We're looking at verbs this time. The sentence is we aspire to build, be, become, transform, add your verb, and then an object, right? An object. Trying to think. St. Mary's Abington, we came up with think faith that grounds, worship that inspires, mission that empowers. So just 2, 3 phrases, okay? How will we be different? What will the impact be? What does it look like? And so in your boxes, just fill in. If you've done this already and you haven't handed this in, hand it in at offertory. If you need more time, hand it in at the end of the service. If you've already done this and you've handed it in, thank you very much. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to work on this, and then I'll meet, the Dream Team and I will meet, and we will see what you have offered us and try to discern from that a vision, okay? And then we will offer that to you. We're meeting on the 22nd. The final task, we do not need to have the vision fully articulated. So I'm going to give you the final task, which is around values in 2 weeks, in 2 Sundays. Okay? So let me give you just a couple of minutes